Hi everyone, it's Anke. It's been a while and a long time since I've had any junk journal shares to show here on YouTube, so I'm out of practice here. But I have several journals that I have started, and I finally finished these two, and I will do a flip through of both of them. They are very much similar, and so I will go through one in detail and the other one a little bit quicker. Let me see. So they are junk journals, lots of fun elements in here, and the cover, not sure it's a soft cover, or maybe you could call it a no cover journal, because it's not it's just papers from an old accounting book from my father's company, and so they are not any sturdy, thicker than normal copy paper, but still. So let me go through this. It measures 6 by 8.25, and here I have some sari silk wrapped around, and this pretty crochet piece was sent to me. I think it was Rhonda Lee, and she had those from her mother, so that's a little special piece. So this is just wrapped around, and you can just slide it off or untie it if you want, of course. And the papers here, it was years ago I made these eco print, I think you can call it, papers. I was inspired by Jibin Neri. She had a tutorial on how she placed leaves onto paper and sprayed with all sorts of sprays, and that's what I have done here. And so this is the entire paper, and I just folded it in half, and it has a 3-hole pamphlet stitch here, and I haven't named them, but I think I will call this the green one, because it has more green splatters, and this one will be the pink one, because it has more pink in it. So let's just jump in here. So these papers, you can see it better here on the back, they have these slits here. So I didn't do anything here on the back, but on the front I just threaded through some sari silk, and I have this decoupaged book pages. I have made a video that I need to put together because it's in so many sequences. Worked on it on my cabin and at home, and I started it over a year ago, so it's a huge mess, but maybe I will find a way to make a video out of that. And this is a butterfly from one of my Stay or Go series, where I use book pages and had butterflies and flowers and stuff. This is just some scrap fabric, and I made no, it's not but homemade tape. So it's just double-sided tape on the back. And in here I have used lots of things that has been sent to me in swaps and gifts and such. So there are several pages from Lori. We did a swap years ago, and I have used those. So just book pages and magazine pages, and the theme, well, it's not really a theme, but there are a lot of botanicals and maybe a little bit autumn, but really just a mishmash of things. So here, this ball pin here, these fabric pieces are not glued down or anything. This holds it together, and I found this sequins, like a leaf here, and this is from a broken jewelry piece and some sari silk here. And this was sent to me in a swap, and I have this vintage trim that I got from a lamp shade. And this is from Artie May's cutout butterfly. So I have used a little bit pieces here and there from different printable kits, and it's Artie May's Shabby Art Boutique Tsunami Rose, and this is from Cameo Shop, and I don't think they have any Etsy store anymore. And also Karen's Vintage Graphics. I couldn't see any listings in her store, but those are the ones I've used. A little rusted bell. So this was also sent to me by Debbie. It's fabric, some scrap lace, and this is a magazine page from Lori. And here I have some embossed papers, butterflies, and frames, and just fun and random pages throughout. This was sent to me from Tracy. I think it was from a chocolate packaging, and I had this piece from one of my girls' dresses when they were little, and you see the sun here. I just think this sort of continues the sun, so I placed it behind here. And a couple of journaling cards, and this is one of my coffee dyed papers here. Just dressed it up with some trims. This also was sent to me by Debbie, and I have just stitched around and made a little fancy with lace scraps and such. This is a flower plant from the mountain where my cabin is, and I have just used, let me see if, there you go, it's packaging tape, normal tape that I have just taped down these leaves and such throughout the journal. Vintage coffee dyed doily, crochet doily. This little envelope was sent to me in a swap, and inside is just a little tea label, and it has a little quote on it. And this here I found in a Norwegian selling site lots of old envelopes, I thought, but people sell these or buy them for the stamps, and I was not interested in particularly the stamps, but when I received it, I bought a pile of those. So here you can see that I have cut this from the envelope just to keep the stamps, so there weren't many envelopes in there. So this goes here just for fun, and here this was sent to me by Karina, and I have attached, it's just a double book page from a vintage book, a physics book, has some cool images on here, so you can use that. And here is a journaling card, another page from a magazine that Lori sent me, and I just taped down this eco-dyed paper I have done. So it flips up, and here is some of those fabric stickers that I made. Some stamped images, and here I have scanned some of my eco-dyed papers, and this was an envelope, you can see here. So this is just a scan. I wanted to test how they looked, and here are a paper clip with some tiny beads that I made, a little sticker, and some journaling cards again. this is just from a vintage children's book. It was just a pretty image, just to, because this is such a plain, boring page, has a very nice sound though, but just to dress it up, and you can use it if you want. There are some images, some sari silk tied as a bow here, and paperclip, and lot of stamps. This is by Sam Poole, the ones that everyone use. A napkin decoupage book page again, and a stamped label here. And I was so lucky to find a vintage bingo game at the thrift shop, so I'm sharing a vintage bingo card here. And here, this was also a page from when I went to school. I'm an engineer, so this is an engineering book. It's physics, and this is from a vintage architecture drawing, so I just glued it on top of here. And then we have just a journaling card, and these papers here are also from my dad's accounting books. And this is a old Tilda stamp. It's so pretty. I stamped it onto some fabric and some sari scraps here that I just glued behind these little sparkly dots. So it's just a little bit fun interest, because I had this small scrap here and some scrapbooking paper. Here you can see the fall theme, and here I have an envelope just glued on these. They remind me so much of berries. And a quote, envelope. This was scrapped from a greeting card, and inside are just a few journaling cards that you can use for writing. And the paperclip has a charm from an old earring. So lots of junky stuff in here. This was from Sabrina Naswap, so I'm sharing. This is some of my handmade paper, and that Tilda stamp again. Vintage German scrap, and look at this. I love these papers, eco-dyed papers. They are original, and I think they are from the very first batch I made in the mountains, but I'm not 100% sure. But there was something about the feel of these papers, and I don't know why or how I made them feel like that, but it has a special feeling when you touch it. They are so smooth, sort of. And here it just wraps around, and I glued down all these butterflies for fun. And then I have a coin envelope, and this is from a vintage like letter sheet, and some sticker. And what do you have inside? I think I have a couple of journaling cards inside here as well. So trying to leave some space for journaling. Another magazine page from my friend Lori, and these are the Tim Holtz die, but these were sent to me by Gina, and here Deb sent this to me. I am sharing. I am trying not to hoard things. Printable from Artimace, and I have backed it with some sparkling papers that I used my sprays, trying to use up my old sprays. And this one was also sent to me. I think this was from Elena Tag. And some very dark grungy eco-dyed papers. These were some of the ones on the bottom of the pant, and some ephemera here. Here is a journaling card, and these I bought when I was in Barcelona. I went to a big market and I bought a pile of vintage postcards. So this is by Goya, some art pages, and this is from oh, you see what kind of book this is. Here also from my Stay or Go series, napkin decoupaged with, I used gesso instead of glue, and it works perfect. Just a sari silk bow, just for fun. And here we have some eco-dyed fabrics. So flips up. My old blouse and this pretty ribbon here was sent to me by Ruby. More eco-dyed papers and just a little scrap for interest. Some saris. And there's another leaf. This was sent to me in a swap. And here we have more of those sprayed papers, and I really love these. I have used these cutouts, used glossy accent, and I doubled them so there are an image on both sides. These are Artie May's freebies. I love them, and I just attached a little bling. It's so hard to see, to be in frame here. And this is the middle of the signature, so here you can see the sprays, and I just love how the colors sort of flows into each other, and a little bit of stamping. And this was sent to me by Nola. I think it was actually some sort of body tattoo, like a sticker, but I felt it fitted so nice in here, so I used it. This was also sent to me by Nola, and this yummy plastic wrapping thing was sent to me by Rhonda Lee. Just fitted perfect with the color, and all those textures and such, I love those. And in the middle I have made some glass beads dangled here. I just kept those in case you want to unwrap or whatever you want to do. Hangs down here. Personally, I don't like things hanging down, so I would totally just, I made them so long that you can choose if you want to keep them here. So that's what I prefer, but you do what you want. For now they are hanging down like this. So that's the middle. I haven't counted the pages, so I will write that in the description box below, and these will be for sale. So if you are interested, you can just email me or message me on Facebook if you have that information. And yeah, that's I will leave my email below. So these were sent to me by Ruby. This is from an old book, so I just glued it down as a pocket. This is an old free printable from years ago. I don't even remember where I got it. Another leaf that I just sticks down with that tape. More eco-dyed papers, and this is from a children's book again, and I just made it into a pocket. Let's see what we have in here. Rhonda Lee sent me some large playing cards, so I am sharing one, and Elena sent me some vintage, I don't even know what kind of game this is, and a blank postcard that you can do whatever you want with. So as you see, it's a lot of different things in here. Made some charms. I'm not sure. I wish I were better with all these different kinds of stones and beads and natural things, but I don't know what they are called. Made a little charm. Another fabric with a stamped Tilda image, and very grungy scrapbook paper that has been eco-dyed. This is something I showed before. I haven't glued it down. It's bark, tree bark, and you can take it off and glue it down wherever you want. And it's so cool. You can see they have so many layers, so you can peel this carefully, and there are many layers here, so that's so cool. And this bee image, and this I scanned. I bought some vintage, these are bus tickets, school card it says, and I have vaguely memories that we might have had some of these. So every time we went to the bus driver had a little punch, so he punched 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have to buy a new one when it was all full. So I bought a little pile of them and I scanned them. Here are some eco-dyed papers again. This is just a sticky note. I think Sabrina gifted this to me, more those papers from Lori, and this was also from Sabrina. I glued it down on a small paper bag, so pretty. And a library card that was from Betty. And here we have another specimen from the mountains on some eco-dyed papers. I love these papers. And they feel so good. And I have some stamping and another printable with some torn fabric that I have dyed. And this one too. I just made a long narrow tag because I love this printable so much. You can see it's a clover, and it's also original, and some stamping. I made a little pocket, and this is a vintage bus ticket. Some tiny botanical cards, and this one was from a stamp magazine, postage stamp magazine. So I have harvested lots of images and backed them onto papers, so they act like a tiny little envelope, a little journaling spot there. This is also a printable, a scan from one of my eco-dyed, because I wanted to check out how they looked like. And here we have a cluster of small fabric pieces, little charm, envelope charm here, just a little printable, and some edging. Here, this is a cork label, and I wanted to test how the stamps worked on it, and it worked fine. And this was also sent to me, I think, by Sabrina, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. This is also from my father's accounting books, and this is his handwriting. It was writing all over, so I found an image from a vintage book and glued down here. It's from 1997. These were from Sabrina too, and they are some sort of handmade paper, so I just taped them like a little waterfall. This paper here are from those handbags, paper handbags. I think I have showed that in a video too, to unwrap those and use them, make it really sturdy and fun element in journals, and have this cool fibers here that I used for decoration, and a really large, to show you this, boho bead. These beads here and here are actually bracelets that I have just wrapped around, but you see it's a big boho bead, and this is a big heart glass bead, and I have just attached them with these bulb pins on top and bottom, so this can be removed because it's a big piece and you might not want to have it dangling here. And large tag flips up, and a ribbon here, and this is a printable from Shabby Art Boutique from Sari Silk. In the back here I have included one of my handmade paper, and these have those rose leaves. You see the leaves bleeds, and I did some gold splattering on the back, and just so you know, these are fragile and the leaves might, you see they are not they are not glued down, so they might fall off. I am just keeping it safe behind here, but you can tear this and use it for collage or to decorate your journal here. And this was also sent to me in a swap. It's a vellum piece, and I am not sure if this is Tim Holtz or not, but I think it's so pretty. It was perfect. It's nature. Look how peaceful. And this is a die cut that was sent to me by Vicky, and here I have a little bead, a pearl, and this is just some other eco-dyed papers I have done, just decorated a little bit of sari silk for just some interest, and that's the other side of that scanned eco-dyed envelope. And this also from Lori, the magazine page. And here we have, I think these are graphic 45. They were sent to me in a swap from old scrapbook paper. I have a stamped image that Karina sent me, and here I have a beautiful charm from one of my necklaces, and it misses the little shiny piece in the middle there, so I don't use it anymore, so I took it apart. And here you can see pretty, I used some of my favorite stamps in here. And this was also sent to me, I think it was from Deb, and it's like 3D. So if you want to make a card or even just a belly band or a little text spot, it's ready for you to decorate or use however you like. And this was from Nola again, and here you see the back of that coffee dyed paper of mine. And here this look, a magazine page from Lori again, and this fiber, it was from Sabrina. I think it was like a scarf, and I love it so much. I use it for so many things, from small pieces that I use. I think I had actually used it here behind this little card here, just to make a little fussy something extra. Love this so much. I used it so much, the colors and everything, and here I just wrapped it around here like I have done other places, just to make a little bit extra interest. This pocket here I glued down. It was sent to me by Noriko in Japan, and she had made it, so I am trying to use up my stash. And inside are all sorts of different die cuts that has been gifted to me, and here's a tag, and this thing here was from Rondalee. And yes, I won a giveaway from Anneli, and she has these curled feathers, so I won a package of her curled feathers, and they are so pretty, and I just want to share one in each journal. And oh, they are so cute, love them. So this goes behind here and tucks up a little bit on top. And this was sent to me by Jacqueline, and here we have a paper bag today, and inside is a frame. It was a little book with frames, so you can decorate, use it as you wish, and some place for journaling in here. And this is the back. This was from, it has the stamps here from the local library, an old, it doesn't say a date, but look, have the card, it has never been, someone has never borrowed these books. That's sad, but I had to, you see it was already torn. I had to repair this because it was so stuck behind. I bought the book in a thrift shop and this was glued down and it was impossible to get out in one piece. So I just substituted with another paper on the back from a file folder. And so here it is, and this is a little potato stamp, and I will sign it. And there's the back, and I stamped this. So that's the first one, and now I will go through the second one much quicker because I have used the same sort of elements from the same people. I have because sometimes you get two of each, you know. So I have tried to make them as much the same as I could. So that's how this look, the pink one. And they're just different book pages, of course, and different napkins and such, but all the other things and the stamps and such, they are the same. So I want, this is just a little different saying, and we have the same sort of elements throughout. That's from the vintage children's book. Napkin. One of my little clusters of fabrics. I love those. And those buttons on top. And same feeling on those papers. I didn't mention I have a stamp set with butterflies and sayings and such, and I don't know where it's from. It doesn't say. I think I bought it second hand, but it's so pretty. This is also from Goya. Here you can see a rusted key. And this one, pretty. So this is the inside here, and the dangles. Tree bark. So if you have any questions, please just ask. And I hope that I will get to the rest of my half-done projects and finish up a couple of more journals during this summer. took all of them to my cabin. And now I am home, but when I am at my cabin, if the weather, if it's raining and such, then it's so just fun to sit inside and create and lower your shoulders and just be no stress about, because the weather is what it is and you can't always do things outside when it's raining. So this is the boho bead on this, so it's removable, almost like a handle. They are so big. I'm not sure how good the camera angle and such is here. I'm just trying to show you the eco printed here, because I really like them, how they came out. And the feather again. And one person rented this book in 1976. It's a different stamp, but it's the same library here in my town. This I managed to get out in one piece. So there you go. This is the pink one, and this is the green one. So I hope you have a wonderful summer, that you are doing well, and I hope that I will be able to be back with more videos soon. It's a lot going on. Won't get into details about everything, but I'm okay. So I will thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment, it means so much to me. And if you are new, please subscribe and like and all those crazy good free stuff that makes me smile. Thank you. Bye bye.